MaidCentral pushed out a build on Thursday, August 26, 2021, and we're going to highlight the cleanup items and features in this video. Please be sure to pause the video to read through the cleanup items, and we're going to now highlight the features. So system-wide, the date picker highlights today's date. So this is going to display on numerous reports that you go to. Please do note that any report that has a already set date range, example, like they're set for the last 6 months of data, so it's going to default still to that 180 days date range. But all other reports in different places, so I'm just going to use one of our most popular and favorite reports, the dispatch board. You can see now that the date picker is defaulted to today's date. Next up, we're going to show you a new feature that was added that allows the on the way text message to appear without a technician being clocked in, as long as it is 1 hour before the technician's first job. So let's go ahead and take a look at this feature. So we've got a technician ready to log in to MaidCentral. So we're going to go ahead and get them logged in. And you can see that they're not clocked in for the day, but because their first job of the day has an on-the-way text or on-the-way reminder notification set, the box is now going to pop up before they get clocked in. This is super useful for those of you that have your technicians start at their first job, meaning they drive from their house to the customer's house. They clock in once they get to the customer's house, and then also check into the job once they've gained entry into the house. So now what I can do is actually log in for the day. If there's a on-the-way reminder notification to that first job, and again, as long as it's an hour, remember the settings, as long as it's an hour, 1 hour before the technician's first job, it will pop up. Again, they can edit this if they know they need to stop and get gas, if they know that there's traffic or anything like that. They can change the number of minutes and then go ahead and send that on the way text or reminder notification to that first house before they've clocked in or checked into the job. Back to our features list. We have a new feature in the customer portal that we added the footer and added a text us button. I'm going to do that in a standalone video, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Next up in this video, our templates, jobs, service set, and invoice template types now have frequency, service set description, replacement tags. So let's head back over to MaidCentral. And by going to your company and templates, you can now find your templates. Search for the template of your choice. So again, as long as it's revolving one of those jobs, either jobs invoicing or service set, a template type, you can see that I can go ahead and make the change. So let's go back over here to our template list. I'm just going to pull up the invoice template. And you can see here that I have new replacement fields, new available fields. So now I can add the service set frequency, service set description by using these tags inside the email template. And then I can save and preview. In addition to those new replacement tags, available tags being added, we've required it to allow you after you've edited a template, we require that you save and preview the button. The reason for this is we want to make sure that you have correct replacement tags inside of that template. If the replacement tag is not highlighted, that means you've entered an incorrect replacement tag that is not part of that template type. So let's again head back to MaidCentral. You can see here when I click Save Template and Preview, all of my replacement tags are highlighted in green and have a check mark indicating that they're all correct types of tags that I can use in this template type. Let's go back and add a tag that cannot be used for this template type. So I've gone ahead and put in a region tag that's not on this list. It's not listed under my template type, and it's not one of my global templates either. So it's not available for this template type. Save template and preview, you'll see that that's not highlighted. So that is exactly how the text will appear in the template, because it's not a tag that's used for this template type. So again, I don't want that there, so I'm going to remove it. It's going to ask me to save and preview. And there now I can see all of my correct green tags highlighted. Okay, next up, a new feature we added at the service set type level, having to do with how much of a percentage you want to count your trainees. So if you use the tag, the user account type default position for new hires for technicians as trainee, there is now a way that you can have them calculated differently inside of the system. Again, this is going to affect the job worksheet. So time to complete calculations based on the training position factor. It's also going to dynamic job time calculation updates. And it's also going to use the training position factor when calculating time. So that will be displayed on your job schedule, on the technician's job worksheet, if you change that setting. So again, back to MC Cleaner's account. Let's go ahead and go back. Going to want to go to Company, Other Service Set Types. From my service set type list, I'm going to pick my residential cleaning service set type. And here's my new position. So training position factors, it's going to default to how it's always worked, which is at 100%. You can have it count as 3/4, a half, a quarter, or do not factor in trainee time. So that means that you do not want the system to recognize the trainee on the job when it's adjusting the time on the job schedule, or the dynamic time when you're checking in and out of the jobs and the teams are working with a trainee. So if I want to have this as a half a technician, I can go ahead and change that and save service set type. Okay, next up, another new feature this build was company general logo and marketing. That footer about allows for rich text now. So what that means is throughout MaidCentral, when you're on a template, for example, you can see all of this different sections that you can edit and customize your template. You're now going to be able to see that under company general and footer. It used to be just a text field. Now when I go to logo, marketing, and UI, I have the ability to make these different changes, use different, of course, colors, images, emojis, all of the things that are available now in this footer about section. The footer about section shows when now in the customer portal, which we'll talk about in another build highlight video. And then it also shows up when you send your scorecards and the customer is clicked on the submission button. That footer information also shows up there. And finally, the last feature, job edit timesheets, add dates for both start and end times. So this fixed a night shift issue. If you have employees that start in the evening time and do not finish until the morning of the next day, previously if they forgot to check out or check in, were unable to edit their time because they would have the same date. Now that has since been fixed. So when I go to employee and go to daily time clocks, I've always had this option on my clock side. So again, when you're looking at your clocks, I've always had the ability to set the date for my start date and end date. We've now moved that to the jobs as well. So from my jobs, if I need to edit someone's time, and this is for, remember, their job clock. So this is the time that they've spent cleaning the home from when they checked in to when they checked out. I can now set it for the next business day and change that time to affect if they work the wee hours of the morning. So say I get to the job at 10 p.m. and then I'm done with the job at 1:30 a.m. the next day. I can now adjust that time correctly for the check-in and check-out of the job. And those are the new features that were added in this August build highlight. We will also, again, don't forget, we'll have another video coming out about the new footer in the Add Text Us button feature. Thanks.